What's up, traders? Welcome back. I'm Kenya with BK Forex Academy, and in today's training, I'm going to be talking to you about intraday trading, how to find high probability setups using a few key rules that you will follow. Now, you can take these techniques and apply them to any strategy. I basically want to show you how do you go into the market and you actually look at the price action and determine a directional bias. How do you determine your entry? How do you feel confident based on what you're analyzing on the chart? So we're going to all piece it together and hop right in. Before we do that, I need you to show some love and smash the like button on this video for me. It really does help our channel and we appreciate you guys so much. Also, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any more trainings. Now let's hop right in. So OddCAD right now, I'm on the 4-hour. And if we go out to the daily, you can see that this price action is heavily bearish. You can see just today, the price has fell from a previous resistance structure about 122 pips. So once you're really familiar with how a pair moves, you'll know, for example, how many pips it normally moves on average in a day. When you know things like that, you can kind of predict its reversal area where it might reverse and turn around and go the opposite direction. You kind of start to learn how the pair moves and also when the best time to trade it. So looking at this, one thing that's very attractive to me is that the price has already fallen over 100 pips. Okay, now it is risky if we buy right now because it is against the daily trend. So overall, our directional bias should be bearish. Now this would have been a great area for us to enter and capture an opportunity. We would have made over 100 pips, right? Or even half of that if we would have chose like a scalper intraday opportunity. So this is a previous area of structure where it was strong resistance, it was also strong support, and it was also, strong support, and it was also strong resistance multiple times. So now seeing that, we can see why the price reversed from that zone. And like I said, this is in a bearish trend. So overall, we really want to trade with the trend. But right now, let's say you're sitting down for the New York session and you see that the price is falling and obviously it's going to be due for a correction soon. So how can we find a potential entry? Well, if you do like trading counter trend and you're like me, which I do because I have a lot of experience and I'm very confident in trading counter trend trades, you're going to plan out your entry. So this is what we're going to do. First of all, I'm going to look out. I just want to go to the weekly and the monthly just to kind of get an overall picture of what the price is doing. So if I see here, we can see that the price is actually forming support right now in the lower time frame. And we can see that there was a previous area of resistance, very strong wick here back in 2020. And then also we have a form of support right here. So if the price continues to dip, what I do predict is that it could head a little bit lower to about right here and bounce where it did previously. Now, preferably, I like to find an area that has a very strong zone of support and previous resistance. So if we were to look at this, I would say anywhere like around this area here, price could come and potentially bounce, right? It's already approaching that area now. If we go down on the weekly time frame, now we can see that price is retesting this previous support. And look how it wicked in the area the previous 2 weeks, but look how strong this bearish candle is, right? So we want to take caution. On the lower time frame though, if we are intraday trading, for example, we're only looking to be in this trade for the course of the business day. As an intraday trader, you're looking to gain maybe about 30 to 40 pips, and you are not holding the trade overnight. You're only in that trade for a couple of hours. So if we look at this, you can see that price is approaching a very strong demand zone, I would say. So demand where the price has fallen, and now it's come to an area where we expect buying pressure to possibly come in just like it did in the past. So we already look to the higher time frame to kind of see what's going on with this pair. If we look further out, what is the probability of what could happen? So now I'm going to go down to the 4-hour. And if I am following my rules-based strategy, I'm going to follow the actual rules for my strategy. Now, since I have this rectangle zone, I'm going to go ahead and measure the amount of pips it is from support to about down to the bottom of the zone. Now, that's about 70 pips or so. So preferably, I don't want to have a 70 pip stop loss. When you're intraday trading, if you're going for about, 30, 40 pips, you don't want to be risking 60 or 70 pips just to make 40 pips. Unless you have a very strategic risk management method that shows, your method works for you. It all comes down to risk management as well. But you don't want to be making, 40 pips to risk 100 or 80. You preferably want to be making twice then you stand to lose. So this is what we're going to do. We could be very conservative with our stop loss. Now, one thing that we can see here is that we do have a downtrend on the 4 hour. So what I could do, one of the things we teach in our academy is we teach the price action channel strategy. So I'm simply going to draw my channel here on the 4 hour. And if I'm following the rules of my system, then everything should pretty much align. And all I have to do is follow the actual rules in terms of risk management and also how the strategy works. Now, how am I confident trading this? Because I've traded it enough times and I've trained my eye to see what it needs to see. So with our price action channel strategy, we basically trap the price inside of a channel, which I'm doing right now. So on the 4 hour, price is in a descending channel. Okay. So you can see what the price action is doing. Now, look, we did have a breakout almost 8 hours ago. So the price has broken a previous structure area, which was previous support and also previous resistance. And now it is approaching the bottom of the channel. And look what that price action is doing right now. So this would be my buy demand zone. And this would be my opportunity on the 4 hour as an intraday trader. This is the opportunity that I'm looking for. In a downtrend, we're looking for a retracement, probably back to the middle of the channel. And if you look here, look where the middle of the channel almost pretty much falls. It falls in an area of previous resistance and also previous support. Do you see that? Let me go ahead and highlight it for you. So previous support. We have also previous resistance and previous support. So this is an area, right? And if I simply just take my Fibonacci retracement tool as well, and I measure from the high to the low, you can see that the 50% and 618 Fibonacci fib, which is like our magic area where we like the price to reverse from, lines up with this actual zone that I have. So this would be my take profit area. So if I'm correct and I follow the rules of my system, then I expect for the price to potentially bounce from the bottom of the channel, and I would like it to go to at least the middle of the channel for my take profit target. All right. Now, how am I confident in finding a high probability setup like this? Now, the thing is that when you have a rules-based system, you have to test the rules of your strategy. You want to have at least, I would say, 3 good reasons for why you're entering a trade. So in this case, I started on the higher time frame. I do know that I'm trading against the daily trend and also the weekly trend. So overall, the direction that price is headed in on the higher time frames is downward, but I see an opportunity on the lower time frame to basically trade a counter trend. All right. So a bounce from this buy demand zone. Now, if my journal proves that when I see these type of situations, majority of the time I come out profitable or I'm correct, then I'm going to have confidence in trading setups like this. All right. If it was the opposite way, now let's say if price was up here and we had a breakout from this resistance zone that was also previous support and prices at the top of our channel, then we would have been trading with the actual trend from the top of the channel. This would have been our resistance sell zone. Okay. But in this case, we're locating a potential buy because we're sitting down at our computer right now trying to see exactly where an opportunity is. So the best thing to do is that you want to be prepared before you actually go into your session. You want to know what is your directional bias before you start trading. Do you have a bullish bias or a bearish bias? Once the price gets to your particular area, what type of rules are you going to look for to confirm your entry into the market? What you don't want to do is you don't want to look at your chart every single day and guess where you're going to enter. The more prepared you are, the more probabilities you have to come out profitable because you've prepared ahead of time. So again, let's just go over this again. You can see that I did my analysis on the higher time frame. I am planning an intraday high probability opportunity. So I'm going to drill down to my 4 hour after I mark this buy demand zone as a particular area where I'd like to see the price bounce. Now, I know that odd CAD particularly could move about 75 to 100 pips a day. Okay. So knowing that since the price has fallen and now it's approaching a reversal zone, I'm very confident in taking a setup from here. And it gives us a really good opportunity to apply good risk to reward because we're buying in a very strong buy demand zone area. It's not like we're buying here, for example, at 88.31, and we see that the previous price action has been way down here at 87.48. Look, there's no price action down here. You see that? If I keep scrolling, there's no price down there. So the likelihood of price continuing to fall is probably really low. So in that case, I'm going to be confident in taking this setup. Now, how would you plan out your risk? We teach our students not to risk more than 1 to 2% of their overall account balance, and then we apply a method very strategically. Risk management is so important. If you haven't nailed down risk management, you have to pause on everything else and really focus on your risk, because that is a weakness for a lot of traders. So if you are struggling, you're having a hard time with that area, you have to focus and get help. You gotta pick out your weaknesses in trading and find solutions to how to solve those problems, whether if you get a mentor or even if you're watching videos on your own. If those things are going well, continue to do them. If you need special help like one-on-ones or education, whatever it might be, you have to find solutions and invest in yourself and in your business. Trading is your business, or whatever you're using it for. You just have to treat it like your business, okay? If you're looking to make money from this, and if you do that, then you will be successful over time. So I hope that this step-by-step analysis and just showing you how to find intraday opportunities makes sense to you. Again, you want to make sure that you're following rules to a particular system. In this case, I first identified the zone on the higher time frame. I then dropped down to the lower time frame. I trap the price inside of a channel. Price is at the bottom of my channel. It is in a key reversal area. It is showing wick rejection as it did in the past. So I want to see wick rejection right here at the bottom of the channel. There's another thing that I can also do as well. So as you advance in your trading, you'll start to add additional confluences of things you're just used to using. So for example, I like divergence trading. I don't talk about it a whole lot. It's just something that I've learned how to do, and I learned how to use it when I need it. So if I simply want to just check for bullish divergence, since I see that the price is dropping, I'm going to pull up my divergence chart, and I like to use the RSI. Let me get that off of there. I like to use the RSI, and now you can see here, if I simply just do this. So I'm going to go out to the daily, okay, since I identified this pretty much on the daily. So if I simply do something like this, you can see that basically what you want to see with bullish divergence is that price is coming down. And if we're expecting a possible reversal, what we want to see is that the price is coming down and it's making a new low. Now, it hasn't quite made a new low yet, so this could continue to drop, which would give us great divergence. But the oscillator hasn't made a new low, so they're in opposite directions, okay? That's what you want to see with bullish divergence. So this could also be a nice swing trade as well, too. It might not be ready, and it could be a little bit risky because it is against the trend. But if you're a counter trend trader and you trade supply and demand zones like this, and also coupled with divergence, this will be an opportunity that you will look for. There's many other confluences that you can add too. But what I'm trying to stress to you is that if you follow rules every single time for when you enter a trade, and you look for those rules every single time, and then you test them with historical data, you are going to become confident in the setup that you're using, okay? So guys, I hope that this was helpful. Again, go ahead and make sure you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and also comment below and let me know if you learned something new or if you're already using these tips. What works for you? I would love to hear it in the comments. Also, if you are a new or struggling trader, be sure to check out our academy. All the information is in the description below. We help new and struggling traders so that you know how to start the right way, have a breakthrough, and trade confidently. But most of all, we have a structured program that gives you a lot of guidance and hand-holding. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you next time, and thank you so much for watching.